I want to talk about the role of the broker in the marketplace now. Steve, how do we get more brokers to play in the later life market?
Well, for us, we tell a common story to advisors, regardless of whether they've got equity release permissions or not at the moment, in so much as the interest-only maturities and the interest-only product we have that potentially provides a solution to those customers is far closer in its makeup and DNA to that of any other mortgage that a mainstream advisor would advise on and sell today. So we like to talk about a flow of advice from mainstream towards interest-only solutions that exist with us and some other lenders, and potentially advisors, as they do more and more business, if you like, of that middle ground, will recognise that those customers' eventual exits could well be equity release, which again provides an opportunity for those advisors as well as some good customer outcomes. So we can see a natural increase in equity release from mainstream brokers as these customers transition through later life and require an exit of some description.
So if people haven't got the exams, Adam, do we try and encourage them into that space to take more, or what are their options?
I don't think the exam is a really big obstacle. I believe there's about 9,000 qualified advisors with the exam, but they choose not to practice. I think the obstacles for advisors looking at the space is probably, for them, it would be costs, risk and compliance. So the cost is kind of that risk versus reward. I don't do it a great deal, and also maybe increase things like PI costs and things like that. Compliance is an issue for advisors because some networks, for example, don't sign off any equity release work at all, or recommend that they don't do it. So if you're part of a network or you're part of an advice firm that doesn't believe in equity release, it's actually very difficult to do that. And lately, it's that competence. You can be qualified, but are you competent? If you're doing 1 or 2 cases a year, again, it's that risk to your business. Again, there's 60 odd different product variations available. So, and it's a moving market, as we've said. So it's quite difficult, but there is help out there. You look out to the providers and also to the specialists who, for us as a specialist broker, we want the market to grow, and for the market to grow, we need more advisors. So we're happy to encourage anybody to come into the market.
So Chris, how do we stop the disjointed silo model that we have at the moment with mortgage advisor, protection advisor, equity release advisor, wealth advisor?
I've long talked about a polarised mortgage market. Effectively, you have a residential mortgage market and a lifetime mortgage market that operates to separate rules, to separate distributions, separate qualifications, separate sourcing systems. And really and truly, they're all mortgages. And what I think we should be doing is looking at a holistic mortgage advice. We should be breaking down the barriers between those two polarised distribution markets. And after all, if you consider that a lifetime mortgage is effectively a mortgage where it is repaid from sale of property on death, other than that, it is a mortgage. There's no reason why that should be treated in a different way. So I think it's up to the regulator to look at how they view these two markets, and I definitely think there is a benefit. There's a customer outcome benefit in bringing these two markets together under one distribution, under one set of rules.
And Steve, your 55 plus product, does that help with that? You're getting brokers who are starting with that and then moving into taking the exams?
Yeah, we are beginning to see that now. So I think one of the positives we see across the whole industry is more talk of later life lending and less talk about equity release. And it's so important that we position this sector of the market in that way to encourage the markets to work together, and a smooth handover from mainstream advisors who don't have equity release permissions to partnerships with firms such as Adams. We can just see that increasing and increasing as time goes on. But eventually, of course, advisors, as business builds in that area, they're going to consider taking those qualifications themselves and writing the business themselves, as opposed to passing the customer over by referral. Not everyone will do that, so referral partnerships will continue to thrive. But we just see, given the demographics, this market is going to grow. therefore it's inevitable that more advisors will get involved at some point down the tracks.